Please don't tell me any of you are walking around looking at people's eyebrows saying, oh, damn, that must be a narcissistic person. I mean, wow. Poor Sean Connery, man. I really liked him. He was a great actor. Sorry, dude. Eyebrows are too puffy. Must be a narcissist, right? Listen, again, not trying to discredit the professional studies, but I'm going to share with you a study that's going to blow your mind. A study that is so founded in truth and yet so simple, you're going to wonder why you ever missed this to begin with, and you're going to be in absolute agreement by the end of this. And no, it has nothing to do with eyebrows or eyeballs or anything like that. Stay with me. Let's get to one of the biggest red flag indicators that you're dealing with a complete, aggressive, hostile narcissist right now. My name is Kevin. This is Let's get into this study. And by the way, I'm just kidding. I don't have a study. I don't need a study. The reason is because what I'm about to share with you is so profoundly simple that psychology is going to just overlook it. But you and I can't afford to overlook this because it actually is the number one indication that you're dealing with a hot-headed, ill-tempered person who's unable to regulate and control their emotions, also called a narcissistically abusive person. And if you can catch these signs, this one sign that I'm going to share with you, if you catch it, then you will avoid an intimate relationship with these people. And by the end of this message, you're going to say, oh my goodness, yes, Kevin, I absolutely saw it. Yes, it's so simple. Yes, it's easy to see. And I can't believe I just let that slip by in the past. But after this message, we're never going to let it slip by. All right? Agreed? Agreed. Now, before I get into this, let me remind you that I am here to support you. Down in the description box, I was going to say the situation box. Down in the situation box, right below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. I take telephone calls and video calls through Zoom, FaceTime, and WhatsApp. And it is a situation box because I am here to help you in your situation. If you believe you're dealing with a narcissistic person, an aggressive, hostile environment, either at work or within your own family or within your marriage, don't hesitate. Schedule some time with me. Let's strategize together. Let's get you out of the toxic relationship, back onto the path that you need to be in this life so you can live the life you've been called to live. Amen? In addition to one-on-one coaching calls, I also have a private membership. Now, the Royal We Private Membership comes to you through an app, a private membership app, where you get daily live support from me and a growing community of people from all over the world. We have weekly fellowship once a week. We also have weekly Zoom calls and so much more on the privacy of a members-only app. As I said, you can download the Row membership app down in the situation box. I mean the description box right below this video. If you're watching this video on a television, you're going to have to move to a phone or a tablet or your computer in order to get to the situation box. Now I'm just overkilling it. We are going to be talking about, again, not a physical appearance. It's not the color of one's hair, not the absence of hair, not what they dress. These things in and of themselves are not indicators of a narcissist. And we've got to watch out for that because that's the type of stuff that narcissists do. If you want to know who the narcissists in this life truly are, look for the ones who are walking around going, oh my gosh, look at that person's outfit. They must be like one of those narcissists or something. Like, who wears that? Right? Those are your narcissistic people. All right? Again, don't worry about what people are wearing. Those aren't narcissists. Worry about the people who are worried about what people wear. Those are your narcissists. Don't worry about someone's eyebrows. That's not the narcissist. Worry about somebody who's worried about someone's eyebrows because that's the narcissist. But here's what we're going to get into. Are you ready? It's behavior. It's mechanics. It's body language. As Ursula, the sea witch in The Little Mermaid says, and don't underestimate the importance of body language. Boom, boom, dun, 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 dun. The men up there don't like a lot of jabber. All right. Listen, body language is by far an indication of a person's behavior. And this is going to become especially important with the message that I'm going to share with you right now, something that we really have to pay attention to. Now, what I'm going to talk about in this message comes down to a very specific type of body language. No, it's not the way they walk. It's not the way they shake their hips when they walk. It's not the way even they stand tall and walk. While these things can look a little off-putting and annoying, and you might be like, okay, all right, you think you're cool, you think you're hot, whatever. Again, not necessarily an indication of narcissism, maybe just a little bit of overconfidence, okay? But what I am going to share with you is undoubtedly a sign of an aggressive, hostile, narcissistically abusive person that you have got to avoid at all costs, because that's really what we're trying to pay attention here to, folks. We're not trying to stay away from everybody who wears something we don't like. It's going to be a lonely world for you if you do that, right? And or the way somebody walks, right? But how somebody behaves and their body language when they're around you, when they're addressing you, when they're triggered by you, when they are communicating with you, especially when they are angry, is going to give away exactly what you're dealing with. So the body language that we're going to talk about, I'm going to break this up into two things for you. I call it fast twitch emotional response. You can write that one down. It's a Royal We exclusive. By the way, if any of you have heard this already, you've seen it, let me know. That way I'll no longer call it a Royal We exclusive. I will retract that. But as far as I know, because I don't do a whole lot of research and studying on this type of thing, so I'm assuming I'm coming up with this right now in real time. Mark the date and the time of this video. The Royal We has said fast twitch emotional response. Okay? Fast twitch emotional response. Maybe I'm coining a new phrase here. And there's also slow twitch emotional response. Now, this right here is the behaviors that you want to watch out for. And now it may sound very complex, but it's not. It's very simple. Fast twitch emotional response, slow twitch emotional response. Are you ready? You got them down? Write them down. Fast twitch emotional response, slow twitch emotional response. What you got to watch out for and what you really want to identify as the most narcissistic potential that you need to really pay attention to and probably stay away from is the fast twitch emotional response. Okay? And we'll get into the slow twitch emotional response because there's things there that aren't perfect. But let's talk about the fast twitch emotional response, what it looks like, and why it's so dangerous, why it leads to narcissistic abuse, physical abuse, assaults, deadly killings, all kinds of horrible stuff. So fast twitch emotional response represents, I've come up with this term to represent someone's jerky behavior when something doesn't go their way. And when I say jerky behavior, I don't mean them acting like a jerk. I mean their physical body language of jerkiness. Whatever. Gosh. Fine. How many of you have seen this? You're talking with somebody. You have a disagreement with somebody. You just met them. You're a friend. You're going out. Now, they're doing their best to be on their best behavior, as most narcissistic people do. But you get into a disagreement, and they're like, whatever. Turn their back instantly. Or, through their body language, they shut the door a little bit harder. You're like, wow, dude, chill, it's your car. What's slamming the door like that gonna... How many of you have experienced this? Fast twitch emotional response. Yeah. Maybe they hit the desk suddenly. But even before all that, because a narcissistic person being on their best behavior might not yet feel comfortable with hitting the desk in front of you. We're going to get more to the hitting in just a moment here. But they might just suddenly just pull the chair back. Fine. And just turn their back and walk away. Right? As if they just can't even, in that moment, control themselves. They can't control themselves. This is what's called fast twitch emotional response. What makes this so dangerous and what you're getting a glimpse into with their sudden jerky movement, right? And I'm not talking about just like the Napoleon Dynamite, like, fine. It's even more than that. It might look like that. Gosh. How many of you remember Napoleon Dynamite? Gosh. Fine. Right? It's kind of like that. And the reason you want to pay attention to this in any relationship is because this fast twitch emotional response means that they lack the ability to stop themselves and to think and to process and to look at you and to try to hear what's really going on and to ask themselves what's going on in them. And they lack the ability to ask more questions. They lack the ability to seek understanding. They lack, let's all say it together, empathy, because it takes empathy to listen, to try to understand. They lack this. So out of a quick, fast twitch emotional response, they just react, oftentimes without thinking. Now, these are the dangerous types because as they get more comfortable in a relationship with you, which started out as fine, jerking around and I don't want to talk anymore, I'm out, or hitting the desk, fine, whatever. Just, I don't want to talk. Closing the door, hitting the steering wheel. That, as they become more comfortable with you, turns into them picking something up and throwing it. Fine! Like that. Which then, and it could be anything, right? It could be a banana. That's all I got. I don't have anything else here. But I've been around these people, unable to control their emotional response. I dealt with this with the in-laws. One of them was just absolute lunatic, threw a drink on me, glass at me because of something I said or did that they didn't agree with. And that fast twitch, emotional, unhinged response came in as she threw this drink. A normal person, a healthy person wouldn't do that. Person of empathy wouldn't do that. It takes a person who has no empathy and has a fast twitch emotional response who is not able to control themselves. That type of behavior turns into throwing things around the house at you, then turns into punching things, punching holes in the walls, punching holes in the ceilings, punching holes in the doors, slamming the doors, slamming the toilet seat, crashing the car, kicking the dog, and I need some water. And eventually, that leads to what? Putting their hands on you, right? You get close enough to somebody who cannot control their emotions because of their fast twitch emotional response. You get too close to them during an argument, they're liable to hit you, push you, deck you, shake you. Yeah. Because they don't have the mental capacity to stop themselves. So we're going to call this fast twitch emotional response. Again, let's go back. How do you see fast twitch emotional response? You see it in the beginning with their jerky movements as they say, fine, I don't want to talk, right? The more jerky they are, like I'm being jerky in this video because I'm trying to demonstrate it for you, right? But I'll show you what it looks like the other side too. Slow twitch. The more jerky they are, the more you have to assume this person cannot control their emotions. They can't regulate their actions attached to their emotions. They have no capability to stop and to process things. This is the person that will put a fist through a wall. This is the person that will put their fist through the door. This is the person that will slam the door on my fingers as I'm trying to get out of the car. This is the person that will absolutely throw something across the room and try to hit me with it because they got upset. Fast twitch emotional response. How many of you now looking back at the narcissistic person you dealt with said, absolutely, yeah, I saw that at the beginning. The person I dealt with started off just like that, Kevin. Just like that. We had a disagreement. They made this jerky movement, turned their head to the side, turned around real fast, put their fist down, right? It's like watching a little toddler temper tantrum, a narcissistic child temper tantrum, because not all children do that. Yeah. Again, it's not top behavior. It's their nature. Okay. So that's fast twitch emotional response that you have to watch out for because it could be deadly. Don't take it lightly. Don't dismiss that stuff. Somebody who's jerky in their body language around you, do not take that lightly. That's who they are. Don't think you could subdue the beast. If you get into some disagreement or argument, they're going to do something violent. All right. Possibly break something. Tear the door off the wall, something, I don't know. Take all your pictures. They're the ones that are going to take your pictures and start throwing them. Yank your paintings off the wall, right? So now let's talk about the slow twitch, all right? I happen to be more of a slow twitch. I know I'm being animated and woo right now, but what does a slow twitch emotional response person look like? They're the people that are going to sit back if you say something that that you disagree with or they disagree with you or whatever. They're going to be like, huh, okay, what do you mean? And they're just going to sit. Or if you do something strange, you do something that they don't like, they're just going to kind of sit back and stare at you. All right? And that's because these people are processing. They're not using a fast twitch emotional response to get all crazy on you. They're actually thinking, processing. We're processing. What are you doing? What are you saying? I'm trying to understand. This, by the way, is most of us in a toxic relationship with narcissistic people. We end up being these slow twitch emotional responders sitting there trying to figure out what in the world is going on. What's this person's problem? We're thinking about it, and which takes empathy. Okay. Now, that can also, if you're not careful, though, this is where you have to watch out, because a lot of narcissistic people can be so slow twitch, right? That because they're uncaring. Like they're high all the time. Their eyes are just glossed over and glazed, and you present a problem and they're like, just staring at you. Right? They really don't care. Y'all hear that siren going by? I'm always like, man, sirens ruin my videos and I got to start the whole thing over. Not this time. I pray for that person. Lord, wherever they're going, give them grace, give them mercy, give them strength. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, if I hear like just a parade of fire trucks and police, I will start the video over. But there's two. All right, we're good. As I was saying, what was I saying? Slow twitch, right? You have to be careful because it can be so slow twitch, which is an indication that they just don't care. They're lost. They're just glazed over. They're not even paying attention to anything you say. You could do something wrong and they're going to be like, I don't care. That's not a good sign either, because what it says is they don't care. They have really tuned out. They have shut themselves down. They're just there to stare at you and get whatever handout you'll give them. And they're not interested in nothing, really, right? No emotional response, right? So you don't want to be with somebody that's either emotionally unregulated, fast twitch emotional response. You don't want to be with somebody who has too slow of a emotional response, meaning they're unresponsive, because that can also be narcissistic and just uncaring. So really what you want to look for is somebody who leans more towards the slow twitch emotional response, but is still interested, showing signs of interest. So they don't get mad. You're not looking at somebody who is pounding the steering wheel, pounding the desk and jerking themselves away from you. You don't want any of that stuff. You want somebody who is more slow to anger, slow to frustration, and instead is questioning you. What do you mean by that? That's a good sign, right? If somebody's asking you questions, instead of just becoming offended and jerking themselves, but somebody who's engaging in dialogue with you, saying, well, tell me more. Tell me what you're thinking. Or what do you mean by this? Like, what does this mean? Help me understand. That's a good sign. That's somebody who is trying to gather enough information from you to process it. So that is what you want to look for. It's not necessarily a balance in the middle. Again, anybody who shows any signs of fast twitch emotional response, that's clear narcissism. That is a disaster down the road. Okay? They're ripping the doors off the hinges down the road should you get involved with them. Okay? You want to lean more towards slow twitch emotional response people, meaning they're chill. Even if you do something upsetting to them, they're chill. They're like, okay, why did you do that? Why did you say that? That's what you want. You want somebody who questions you and challenges you. And by the way, narcissists, hate that person. Narcissists hate chill, slow reaction. Not slow reaction. Is that what I'm saying? Slow twitch emotional response. Narcissists hate that person. And it's for that reason, because this person is going to ask questions. Why did you just call me names? What are you doing? Are you mad? Are you angry? Like, are you upset? What's going on? That drives narcissists nuts. Narcissists are like, stop asking me if I'm angry. I hate it when people ask me that. Ugh. And then they, start ripping the doors off the walls because of their fast twitch emotional response. But as for you, an empathic person, you want somebody who is more on the side of slow twitch emotional response, who's also engaging with you. Does this make sense? Nod with me if you understand and say, wow, Kevin absolutely hit the nail on the head. Great video. right? Thank you. You can show your appreciation, by the way, by subscribing, liking this video, sharing it with somebody who needs to see it. If you do need one-on-one support, like I said before, head on down to the description box, schedule some one-on-one time with me. Video calls are available, telephone calls are available. Join the Royal We Coaching Program and download the app. All of that down below in the description box. And I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We. Don't forget to check out one of these videos recommended by the YouTube algorithm, and I'll be back with more right here. Bye, everybody.